right, what's up, guys? How you doing? It's been a minute. Um, we're still out on this project, and we're finally getting things rolling and getting shovels in the ground and getting things together. And um, we just started the underground in the library, and so things are going pretty smooth. Just got a schedule out along with a 6 week look ahead, and we're gonna go through that. And I want to show you guys a a tool that my general superintendent came by yesterday, spent a little time with me. We were talking about different things, and he had been mentioning to me about building out a manpower schedule based on the construction schedule. And I have mine that I built. He had his template, which is similar, but he had his was a little bit better, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Matt, for sharing that information with me. And I'm gonna do a video after this introduction to show you guys how that works and why that's important. Also want to give a little context about why building out your manpower load sheet ahead of time based on your schedule, because it's very important. So I want to emphasize a critical aspect of construction projects, and this is one of them when you're dealing with schedule: the importance of meticulously analyzing our schedule provided by the general contractor, or strategically loading our manpower needs for each specific construction activity. Now, by doing so, we not only gain clarity on our immediate staffing requirements, but also equip ourselves with the foresight necessary to identify what we will need down the line. That's very important. This proactive approach allows us to plan our resources effectively. It also ensures that we have the right number of skilled workers on site when needed. And moreover, as the construction process evolves, adjustments to our manpower schedule can be made based on the flow of work. Depending on what's going on, and we may have a couple of rain days, you may have to adjust accordingly, but at least you know exactly what you're going to need for a particular area. This flexibility is vital, not just for maintaining productivity, but also for maintaining costs. Very important. In the event of delays, like we just mentioned, having a clear understanding of our manpower needs gives us leverage. We can demonstrate how these delays impact labor costs and potentially seek compensation for anything that's holding us up. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to show you how when I build my manpower sheets, how they look, and then how I'm going to use his manpower sheets, because it's a little bit more advanced than mine, which I'm fine with that. That's great. I love it. It's a great tool. So I decided, hey, before I dig too deep into it, let me go ahead and just show you guys what it is and what it's all about. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to get a schedule from the general contractor. It should look something similar to this with activities on the left side here. So with all the stuff that's going to be going on in their respective areas. So what I like to do when I first get these is I just like to go through and just put an arrow and kind of highlight the areas that pertain to me, because that's how I'm going to build out my manpower sheet based on the schedule. So as you can see, we have temporary power. We're pretty much done with that. We have the library, we have site electric, power and communication underground. We also have our durations. That's how many days we have to complete this particular activity. We have a start date. In this particular case, it's August 24th through September 18th. So you definitely want to go through and highlight those, because these you want to plug these in exactly as they're labeled into your schedule, into your manpower schedule. So here you can see I got several activities going on in these respective areas. Got all these going on as well. And as I go through it, I'll start highlighting what areas I have. So I've already done this. So I'm going to show you how it looks on a spreadsheet here. So here I just was getting started, and that's when I said, well, let me share a little bit and show the guys, or show you guys how to do this. So this was mine that I built. It's pretty basic. It lists the activities, the durations, start, finish, and manpower needed, and then any notes that I want to add on. So I would go through this and I'll look through it daily, and see where we need to be and where we're going to go. However, the sheet that I got from my general superintendent, it's a little bit more advanced. It has the same columns here that you get to plug your activities in, your start dates, your duration, and your notes. But we can plug in the number of men we have up here for the respective days. And what that does is that when I get all this filled out, it populates at the bottom the total number of guys I need to have on site and the total hours that are going to be used on that site based on an 8-hour day. So that I like this because it does two things. And one, it helps me obviously build my manpower based on the schedule, and it also does my look aheads for me. So you're killing two birds with one stone by plugging in these dates. So I'll give an example. So for an example, all right. So as I go through and I start doing these, I just highlight the items that are complete that I've already plugged in. So because you're looking at a lot of information, you want to kind of, okay, I'm done with that one. Let me highlight it orange or yellow and move on. But the trick is that sometimes you're going to have things that's going to overlap. So you want to put these in chronological order, so you know exactly what you got going on. The way the schedule is set up and how I plug these in, I don't have them in chronological orders, but I can filter them out based on the start date. So as I'm going through this, I need to look at the activities that I'm getting ready to start that are coming up next month, the month after that, and start slowly plugging them in. So for an example, I'm gonna hold off on 2027. We're just gonna focus on 2026, and you see it filters all of it down for dates that are associated in 2026, which we're in August right now, getting ready to move in September. So again, you can see that they're not really in order. So I have to go through and kind of put them in order. But instead of me changing them here, I'm just going to plug them in here. So I got library site lighting that starts on 11:30. All right. So first we're on underground 8:24. The next activity that we're going to be able to start based on the schedule is in November, the 2nd of November, and then the next one is going to be November 30th. So I'm looking at November 30th, and I'm like, okay, what's the next date that's going to be coming up? Oh, we got another one here. We're also going to be doing the underground in the women's restroom. So as you can see, there's two activities that's going on at the same time. So not only are we going to be working in the library, but we're going to be working in, let me highlight that there. We're going to be working in the restroom, and we want to make sure we have that. So that would be A100. Let's see, A100, women's restroom, and we have, which is, we're doing underground. So we want to plug that in, underground. And it's telling me I have 11:30, start date is 11:30. Boom. All right. You see what's happening there? So 11:30 we're starting in the restroom, and we're starting underground, and we got to 12:11, which gives us a duration of 10 days. So that's a prime example. As you can see, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. I got one that's even earlier than that. I got 11:23 here, which is the underground for concession stand. Okay, let me back that up. That's my fault. That's why you got to plug them in and go through them. Let me back that up. I didn't even see that. Hey, you get to catch me making my mistakes in real time. So 11:23, we're doing A200 concession stand. A200 concession stand. All right, I'm glad I saw that. I know y'all are probably in the comments saying, "Hey, Samar, you missed something," which I probably do. I'm not perfect. Which starts at 11:23. So we're gonna actually move this up. We're gonna move site lighting down here for the library because that starts 11:30. So let's move this up. Control C, Control V, and then this is going to be library. Well, hold on, let me do this first. 1123. Let's fix that first. As you can see, I'm just getting into it, so that's good. You guys can see, you know, the things that I'm going through. So that will be concession stand underground. Underground, and that's going to start at 1123. Concession stand underground 1123, and we have 10 days. So boom, 10 days. So boom, we got that. So let's get rid of that and get rid of that. So 1123 is our next one, and then the one after that will be, we got two activities going on. Okay, so they're stacked on top of each other. We got 11:30. We have the site lighting for the library. And that's why you need to do this, because you'll have different activities going on in different areas, and if you don't have something to kind of help you guide you, you'll be scrambling. So you want to get this done ahead, and that gives me what, 15 days? 15 days. Boom. All right, and then we have, I thought I saw another one, 11:30, which is underground in the A1 restroom. So got three activities going on at the same time. Beautiful. I like that. A100, A100 women's restroom, A100 underground. Okay, and that is going to start at 11:30 as well. And our duration for that one is going to be, how many days we said on that one? A100 women's restroom underground, 10 days. 10 days. So that's just to give you an example of how you build it out. And again, once I plug in, you know, like let's say I go to, okay, 11:2, we're gonna need, I'll just say 4 guys. 11:2, we'll go here, and then we'll plug in the number of guys we need for that particular date, which will be November. So we're right here. 11:2 will be right here. So you just plug in the number of guys you're going to need for that particular activity. And the duration is 10 days, I believe. Let's see, 22nd. It's actually 20 days. Okay. All right. 20 days for that. Oh, my bad. Yeah, 20 days for that. And you just kind of go across, and, you know, you just, I don't know why I'm doing it like that, but just go across there. That's 10 for, that's 15 for, and that's 20. Okay. So you're loaded. So I pretty much got this set up for the whole 2000, for the rest of this year and a whole 2027. Estimated completion date is February. So by that time, I may not need this anymore. We'll see. But I'm loading up to the end of 2027, and to make sure that I have the manpower I need. And again, as you can see, you have dates that are starting when other activities are going on as well. It's like 11:23, you got 10 days, so that's going to fall within 11:30. Then you have to start library site lighting and the A1 women's restroom underground at the same time. So again, in conclusion, this is why you need to build this out. You can see it. You didn't already compiled all the information. You done input it in. You're aware of it. You're putting your hands on it, and you're able to know that schedule in and out. Obviously, there may be some changes, but at least you have the baseline to keep things moving and keep things going. If for some reason you can't start these activities on the day that you're scheduled to start, you need to raise your hand, and you probably need to say something to somebody. Say, hey man, you got me scheduled to start here. It's not going to be ready. And I don't mean tell them the day of. I mean, you can see, hey, 2 weeks from now, we need to be starting on the concession stand underground. Well, you guys ain't even started doing anything over there, forming it or whatever the case may be. You haven't even started anything over there, and you can go to those Tuesday meetings prepared. And that's the best thing about being proactive and being prepared is that when you walk into these meetings, they may not even be aware of it. I mean, they throw these schedules out. Hey guys, I expect you to be here, and you can say, hey, 2 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now, you guys got me scheduled. It doesn't look like we're gonna make it. What's going on? And you can add that in your daily report for any potential delays, or if there's another area that's gonna start, you can go ahead and incorporate that into your schedule. So yeah, I just want to show you guys how it's done. Again, I just got this tool from my general superintendent. I appreciate it, man. And that's the one thing about this trade. You're never gonna stop learning, and you never want to close yourself off to being receptive to new information. If you're not evolving and becoming better, you're gonna get left behind. Things are changing, and situations change. We're getting into AI, and we get into a lot of things, a lot of data that we need to provide to protect ourselves in case there's a an issue with delays or anything of that nature. So you want to do it. And plus, when you get involved and you start doing this and you start getting the meat and potatoes of it, it just feels so much better when you can go into those meetings and tell them, hey, and you're actually driving the train. You're actually being a part of the solution. You're not going in there like, well, you guys, I can't start. Oh, no, can't do this. You don't want to be that guy. Oh, when can you do this? Well, I don't know. You never want to be the guy to say, I don't know, or let me get back to you. I mean, unless it's legitimate, you got to get back with somebody on something. But for the most part, being prepared, plan. I know the old cliche is failure to plan is planning to fail. That is definitely true. So anyway, guys, I thought I'd just do a quick video and just show you guys. I'm just getting into it. I'm just starting to input all this information. So I'm gonna get back to it. I'm gonna grab something to eat, and I hope you guys be safe out there. And each one teach one. All right. See you next time.